So yeah, on here, I already have a thing being like, here's my second favorite two-parter, but say it's my favorite two-parter. Ignore that. This is the second. That was the first. I can't re-edit it on TikTok. I have changed it on YouTube, so it does say my favorite, which, just for clarification, it is Season 3, Episode 20 to Season 4, Episode 1. But what is my favorite? Well, that's simple. Season 1, and yes, this is the very first two-parter, Episode 22 to Season 2, Episode 1. Why do I like this? One, this is the first that a lot of the episodes, and even the ones that I will mention, have mentioned, and I'm going to mention, are here's one episode. And that's it. And some episodes I do like, I'm not really going to talk about, because that's all it is. It's simple. Like, there's one where two people go out, and it feels like, oh yeah, this is like Bonnie. This sort of situation where, like, you have two people doing this thing. It feels like Bonnie. I don't know why. You also have one that is sort of connected to a sort of like a Jack the Ripper homage, which is really interesting. But all of that, I don't have much to say besides, look, there's a name mentioned. Look, there's a name mentioned. But the fact that they do that themselves, I don't think that's important or really anything. So I'm not. I mentioned the ones I do, including ones that I feel like have one thing that like I don't like. The reason why I like this is, one, you have everyone being like, Joe, I'm going to be off on holiday. And it's like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You have everyone relaxed, and all of a sudden, boom, one of the FBI, which is, this is actually one of the interesting ones, and debatably one of the other ones I might actually, which I will talk about. Episode 2, Season 2, Episode 1, actually deal with Ellie being shot. And legitimately, if I didn't add this as my favorite two-parter, this would be me talking about Ellie Greenway, because it deals with her on this plane, in this analogy, because they do this one more time in Evolution, which I also do like, which is this sort of thing of like, this world is like very, like, magic is not real, but they do this very, oh, hi, to the person who is, I know is dead, and I might be dead. And you can take that as two things. One, the afterlife exists, and ghosts exist, and demons, and afterlife. I don't. I do the thing where it's like, because certain things are like households, people, it's not like, and I think the other one that they do a similar thing of is with Aaron Hodge, who does the thing where it's like, he's in a cinema, and you see the person who killed his wife, and that's a whole thing, and they look through his life like through a projector, which I think is a more like way to visualize what I think this is, which is the mind going through a sort of cognitive thing. Because they talk about psychology, and one of the things that you can experience as psychology is basically your life flashing before your eyes, sort of like your mind dealing with the stress, so it just thinks about like your life, your things, about. So I think this is that. I also like this because you get one person who, this is the one thing that's sort of like, Gideon has his house away, and it's like, oh, we don't have that, and it's like, oh no, we have that, because he gets sent ahead, and you get sent like cards, items, like, what is all of this? And when you slowly realize about what is being said, round table, all of this stuff, and then you go away, and then you come back, it's so interesting. And the idea of sort of mythifying, not like making it a myth, but like turning the BAU in his mind into sort of like this Arthurian myth in itself, round table, knights of the round table, etc., etc., is really interesting. Not only that I like Arthurian legend, I also specifically like when Merlin's not specifically, I'm a good wise wizard, and just goes, I'm a wizard who does stuff. Not always good, that's besides the point, and is a bit more chaotic. I also want a bit more of the others, because I know the other thing is an actual like fae thing I think I've heard, which is basically the Lady in the Water, but now I'm trailing. I do a lot. But those two things are like, this is cool. But overall, I like it. Again, I find it interesting how they bring that in alongside putting the thing at a high point. And then they have Sir Nath, which is, again, off the Therian. Again, this idea of, like, putting the team under huge stress, I think this is the first time that you get, like, a two-parter. And obviously, I would still prefer Season 3, Episode 20 to Season 4, Episode 1, because that twist, I think, is interesting. But overall, I do like this. This would be my second. I might add a third, and if that's the case, I might give. But yeah. But anyway, I don't know. I'm just going to say it here first, I definitely maybe might talk about certain episodes with JJ, but because at the moment I'm just being like, because JJ isn't one of my favourite characters. If you want to know my favourite characters, Derek Morgan, Spencer, Penelope Garcia, Emily Prentice, I don't know, those people I think are better. Alongside, David Rossi is my favourite. Absolutely amazing. But yeah, I hope you enjoy, and good night.